Hi everybody, this is Brian with OpenROV with another of our pull request previews. This time we're looking at pull request number 255. This one was also submitted by codewithpassion, Dominic, who's been on fire lately. This is a refactor plugin, and what he's done is basically to revamp the control scheme that we're using, the infrastructure for the control scheme for the gamepad and the keyboard. So he hasn't changed any of the keys around or the controls, but what he's done is enabled a platform by which he can make it easier to change them in the future. And the goal for this is going to be able to basically remap your keys and your gamepad controllers on demand here at some point in the future. So this one is a little more of a technical deep dive into what has changed because at the end of the day, well, I'll show you. If you go in here and after his code's applied, as I hit the different keys that you expect to drive the ROV around, shift and control, it does exactly what you expect. So the end behavior hasn't changed at all, but the code behind it has. So in the past, what we used to do is directly reference some global arrays, and I will just take you there real quick to take a look at what that typically looked like. So in the past, when you went and had a plugin that was going to register a keystroke, what you would do, let's see, and it's console log plugin, keyboard, we're looking for a listen event, there it is. So this was a global object called keys, and it was an array, and this is key code 82, and then on the key down event, it would go ahead and do whatever event it's going to do. And what you do now instead is we're taking advantage of the fact that there is an event loop that is available on the browser. We're using Event Emitter 2. And so we can send messages back and forth. So now your plugin doesn't have a dependency on these global objects anymore. Instead now, what we've done, or what Dom has done, is he's basically superclassed the cockpit object so that it is an event loop. And what that allows you to do now is reference the cockpit object, and it now has an emit function as well as an on handler. And then in case of the emit function, if you in this pull request, if you have an input control.register message, and the payload is a JavaScript object with these particular values inside of it, there's an input controller system plugin that I'll explain in a second that will now listen to those messages, and will go ahead and handle the dirty details of registering the keyboard and gamepad controls for you. Eventually, it's also going to register the descriptions for you. A couple things to point out: you can easily have key combinations here, and by the same token, you can also unregister existing objects, registrations as well. So that, in a nutshell, is what's inside that pull request. If you want to take a deeper look at what is inside there or some examples, Dom did update the example.js file, and so here you can see he's gone ahead and made an example of going ahead and registering the keyboard setting, and he also has an example of a secondary keyboard mapping. And I've had a request for Dom to kind of explain what the thought is behind that, but nonetheless it is there right now. And anything else I want to explain? So if you open up the rovpilots.js file in that plugin, you will see he's done all the work to go ahead and redo all of these the same way. So hopefully you like what you see here, and go ahead and add your own keyboard mappings to your own plugins. All right, thanks.